Well, I'm not sure I'm qualified to answer that question, because while I went through some difficult moments in my life, I think my difficult moments were not as difficult or as serious as other people's difficult moments. And my difficult moments were also of my own making, so I view them a little differently. For example, there are many people that are dealing with family members who are very ill, or the death of a loved one, or some other terrible situation. Though my situation doesn't compare to that. But it was a difficult situation in its own way. For me, the only way I was able to get through that situation was because of my family. And I have an amazing wife, and that was a big part of it. But I think the most important factor for me was every day when I woke up thinking about my children. And notwithstanding that I couldn't control anything that was going on in my life, especially when I was in prison, always trying to think of one thing, however minor it might be, that would help my children get through the situation. So I will tell you that I thought of every alternative in my darkest moments. But I always came out thinking, moving forward and trying to demonstrate to my children some important things, like admitting that I made a mistake and taking responsibility for it, and accepting my punishment with as much equanimity as possible, and trying to help correct the error I had made. Those were important lessons that my children could learn from, as opposed to me taking a more drastic and destructive course. My family, I wouldn't have gotten through this without my family. And, in all seriousness, people think I'm joking when I say it, but I have the best wife in the world. And despite all the difficulties that she went through because of what I did, she chose to keep the family together, and she did a remarkable job raising the children, especially when I was away. But no, I'm very fortunate. I have the best wife, and I have 2 children that make it easy to be a parent. So again, I'm one of the luckiest people in the world.